What's the most delusional thing someone has said to you with a straight face? My best friend asked me to quit my $180,000 VP position to watch her kids because daycare is for people who don't have friends with maternal instincts, and she could not miss her wine tasting certification course. Madison told me for years that I was meant to be a stay-at-home mom and a natural mother while dumping her children at my door every single day. Madison and I met at our first corporate jobs where we both swore we'd be CEOs by 30. Then I had twins at 28 and everything changed for me overnight, while Madison kept climbing that ladder until she married a cardiac surgeon and retired at 29 to live her best life. The morning I told her I was leaving work to raise my kids, she hugged me and whispered, "You're going to be such an amazing mother because you actually have those maternal instincts, unlike women like me who need more stimulation." When my husband got laid off and money got tight, she was the first to say staying home was still the right choice since I was so naturally nurturing, and some women were just meant to be mothers. By the time my twins were 2 and I had my third baby, Madison had her first kid with her surgeon husband. 3 weeks postpartum, she showed up at my door at 6 in the morning with her newborn still covered in spit up and announced, "Why would I pay strangers when my best friend is literally the best mother I know?" Before I could answer, she was already backing out of my driveway in her new Range Rover, leaving her screaming baby in my arms while texting her personal trainer. Every morning became a hostage situation where Madison would ring my doorbell before dawn with her daughter, and whatever emergency made it impossible for her to parent that day, from Pilates to brunches to urgent manicures that couldn't be rescheduled. When I suggested the elite daycare that her husband could definitely afford, she laughed and said, "Those places are where lazy parents abandon their children. But I have you. Why would I traumatize my baby with strangers?" When Madison had her second baby, she didn't even pretend to consider childcare. "You're literally glowing when you're surrounded by all these babies while I just feel trapped. So really I'm doing you a favor by giving you more purpose in life." She'd drop both kids with ear infections and stomach bugs while she attended charity luncheons, where she'd complain about how exhausting motherhood was to women who actually watched their own children. She'd sent me midnight texts saying she needed me to take the kids for 3 days because her husband was at a medical conference and she absolutely had to join him, which I'd later see on Instagram was her at a Miami spa resort while he worked. While she posted champagne selfies, I was managing 5 kids through stomach flu, and when I texted that her son had a fever of 103, she replied with a thumbs up emoji and asked if I could handle the weekend too since she'd booked a couples massage. She threw elaborate birthday parties, taking credit for the Pinterest perfect decorations while telling other moms how blessed she was to be so hands-on, even though I was doing everything while she got Botox. For 6 years, this was my life while Madison remodeled her third house and posted about the struggles of being a stay-at-home mom. Her village that made it all possible, as she said in her posts, was literally just me watching her kids for free, including Christmas morning when she flew to Aspen because she desperately needed a break from the holidays. Everything shifted when my youngest started kindergarten, and I had 7 hours of freedom every weekday for the first time in 6 years. I updated my resume and started interviewing while Madison acted like I'd personally betrayed her by even suggesting I might want something beyond her childcare needs. The day I got offered the VP of operations role at a media company, she actually said, "But if you work, then who's going to watch my kids? You know I don't trust daycare and my schedule is completely full with my committees." I told her the salary was $180,000 and watched her face cycle through panic and disbelief before settling on manipulation. "This is insane. You're abandoning my children for some corporate job when you know they think of you as their real mom." I started the job anyway, and for 3 months I crushed every metric while Madison bombarded me with texts about how her new nanny didn't understand her kids' routines and kept asking for actual payment. Then Madison called sobbing because the 4th nanny this month had just quit without notice. "You have to help me because I have a spa retreat in Scottsdale next week, and honestly your little job experiment has gone on long enough, so just take a few days off." I told her I couldn't help. "Are you seriously this selfish? I gave you purpose for 6 years when you were rotting at home, and now you're choosing some random company over family?" I sighed. "Madison, you used me as free childcare while living your luxury life and telling everyone I wasn't capable of anything more than wiping noses." She sniffed. "That's completely different. Motherhood is your calling, and I was helping you fulfill it by sharing my precious children with you, which was actually incredibly generous." The silence stretched. "Well, Madison, my calling has just changed." I hung up and blocked her number.